Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged Rupauls Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
He's truly my biggest competition. It's Barney!
Thanks a lot, you idiot.
You are nasty. Have you not learned anything from the acerbic takedown of Crystal Versace? And you better stay away from her if you have trypophobia because she's covered in tiny little holes. It's Lukey Luck. Oh,
Buongiorno, mes amis.
As someone who suffers from trypophobia, that was even difficult to even say. But tiny holes.
One day I'm going to wake you up with just like a really blown up photo of me with all my pores. Blow your mind.
Oh, I actually meant the vaginas, not the pores.
How many vaginas do you think I've got?
Just tiny little holes, tiny little mouth, tiny little purse, tiny little Janus.
She's petite.
Yeah.
What have we been up to?
What have we been up to? Well, we did a show on Saturday. We had a lovely show. Where
I got to show off my 2 new wigs.
Shout out to
Polished wigs for the custom dye. Thank you very much. My Miami colour scape.
Oh, it looks great, didn't it?
And
Such
also
a
my
nice
lovely
wig.
new tinsel blonde bombshell wig. In memory of
Memory?
Kylie Sonique. She doesn't have to
Is
be
this a
dead for us to
eulogy?
remember her. It's just nice to think about her, isn't it?
Well, yeah, of course. And also we have Alzheimer's, so it's just good to remember anyone at this point.
Alzheimer's, a drag king name.
Oh, I thought it was such a good drag queen name now that we're not doing it.
But we can do it because I've got one actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
It
let's
just
do,
came to me.
let's do a drag queen.
All
Cute. So what have we been up to? Yeah, we did our show on Saturday where I made the most amount of mistakes that someone can make before they get fired. But luckily, our boss wasn't there. So,
Ding.
what else have you been up to?
That's literally it.
Yeah.
Just work,
Just
isn't it?
panic. And as always, us recording in the studio, just looking at this list of, do you remember the days when we were like, oh, wouldn't it be cute if, look, we've got like 10 orders. Now I look at this list and it's like, what would you say that is? Over 30?
It's just like this, like impending doom leering over us. And actually, because the the whiteboard likes to fall off the wall and hit us in the face sometimes.
The slow march till death, isn't it? It's just the list never gets any shorter. So that's fun.
Oh, Jesus. Gross.
Right, let's get on with it.
Please.
Catch up of last week.
Yeah.
So we had the long-awaited premiere of Drag Race UK Season 3. We met all the honeys. Got to see 3 different looks from each queen. Count them. That is 36 different looks throughout
We
the
did count
episode.
them.
The tops and the bottoms lip-synced. Crystal Versace came
Can
out
I just
on
pause
top.
you there? Look how you just mentioned tops and bottoms without making a joke of it.
Thank you, because it is
Go.
possible.
Yeah, it is possible in this landscape. Please take note.
Yes, Versace came out on top, and unfortunately we had to say goodbye to cursed Britonian Anubis.
Oh, I know.
Dum, 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 dum.
I mean,
That's too far. Hopefully she's still alive and kicking down
Yeah.
on the coast.
well, she released that video, didn't she, where she showed a lot of her looks that she didn't get to wear, and I just thought, what? That's why it was my thorn. What a fucking sad thing. Like, she was really going to be giving it to us, and gone too soon. Sometimes they're not gone too soon. Shout out Gothy Kendall.
Wow, take that back. Not on my pod.
And if
This is a House of Kendall stan account.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I am obsessed with Sminty.
Me too.
But it was just in my mind, I was just thinking if anyone would like to see the electrifying entertainment of Gothy Kendall, maybe go on your viral TikTok
I'm almost at 50k views, guys.
where you can see her just working that energy from behind the DJ booth. She's so gorgeous, but she really just stands there and gives you sort of half an arm's worth of energy.
That's all she needs to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, we join the honeys as they're coming in after elimination.
No one finds himself funnier than Scarlett Harlot, and I love it so much. She really, really has a giggle at everything she says, but when other people talk, stone face.
She is a right giggler. I was going to mention that on her runway presentation later on.
Yeah.
Always got the giggles.
Loves a giggle, doesn't she?
As soon as they mention the word knee, I'm literally dragged back, kicking and screaming to Eureka, popping that shit and having to go. And it's not the worry that you want.
No, not at all. Do you know what I'm dragged back to? When we thought we were being business masterminds and we went from one show in Camden to our second gig of the night on a Saturday, and you'd had a couple too many VKs and you twisted your knee. And then we had to
It literally fell out of, tripped over just leaving the venue, sprained my ankle, unable to do the show.
And then we had to re-choreograph the show in about 30 minutes. That was fun. That's what. I
kind of wish I stayed to see that. I shouldn't have popped off home. I should have just watched the disaster.
Power of the knee. But listen, if there's one thing that 3 trained dancers and a whole lot of audacity can get you, it's a polished show. Probably the best show we ever did.
Wasn't it the last show we got booked for also?
I think that's because...
I think the company collapsed after that. It did go into liquidation. Shout out Guilty Pleasures.
Yeah, it did. But that was probably the Truffle Pig Wigs curse again.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that we've made a point that we need to make an embargo on the bottom jokes because I've had it up to fucking here, Luke's. I can't...
Is that a fisting joke?
Yeah. I'm just absolutely sick of it. It's like at this point, isn't the editor like, oh, we can't leave this one in. We cannot leave this one in. Not Veronica talking about how tiny Crystal's head is and then me noticing, oh my God, she looks so much like a chihuahua.
Who?
Crystal. She's got one of them tiny sort of curved heads. It's all rounded.
Yeah. But then I thought it was quite rich because Veronica has got quite a funny little head as well.
Well, if we're going to talk about Veronica, we cannot skim over her little workroom outfit.
What?
The little sports crop top.
Oh, the cropped rugger shirt.
Yeah. I thought it was very in gay porn when they're like, I am a rugby player and they've all got frosted tips and a full manicure set. They're like, join me in the sports zone. Okay, bitch.
Have you seen the meme of Kitty Scott-Claus in the confessionals side to side with that posh guy in the audience? I think it's Britain's Got Talent or something. We'll put it up. It's literally that is the same human being.
Yeah.
If you had an injury, would you keep it to yourself?
100%. 100%. I'd be like in them films when someone gets stabbed and they won't tell anyone.
Yeah.
I could.
Or a zombie bite, no, I'm good, man, I'm good.
I was just about to really ruin.
Don't.
Yeah, thank God. I stopped myself before then.
Telling him to watch Squid Game. Now he's caught up ahead of me, and now he's going to ruin it for me.
I was so hungover that I just had to lay on the sofa in fetal for the full Sunday and just burn through all of it. But fantastic. If you haven't watched Squid Game yet, for the worst dubbed programme in the world. And then I guess we head not after elimination, the truth, but we go into our mini challenge.
Dans le chaland petit.
Which is the Rupa Market Sweep. Where they ask Crystal Versace thoughts on asking Crystal Versace, who has shown zero personality but 100% cunt at this point, to judge the others and say nasty things about them.
Absolutely loved it. That was one of my favourite bits of was it in season 1 when they got the winner to line them all up and rate them who's the most competition. Yeah, I love that kind of shit.
Line them up.
But so weird about the Brit crew, if they're not they're not always in every episode. If they're not there, why are you doing this?
Don't mention them. Yeah, I know, nasty. But at least they get paid. They would have had to be paid to be on the show, so that's cute.
Did Rue's colour combination of the garments remind you of anything?
No.
It is Adore Delano's entrance look. The jade hair and the red.
The Mexican Katy Perry. Okay, yeah, I sees it. It. Lovely. So we have our chat. We have Star Buy, Bargain Bin, Hot Deal, Out of Date, and Bog Off, which is part of the Rupa Market Sweep. And they have to vote for these, which are, like you said, it's absolute TV gold. But first of all, I'm going to want to hear who you would have voted for.
Star Buy,
Star
Victoria.
Buy. I would have 100% gone for Victoria as well.
Bargain Bin.
Can I just ask, if it hadn't been Crystal voting, would you have voted for Crystal? I still would have voted for Victoria. Yeah. Bargain Bin, which is...
shit clothes.
I would have voted Electra.
Same.
Oh, okay. Hot Deal.
If we can move past what they think trade is and just agree that in Drag Race it means cute, we've got River.
Yeah, 100%. We have got a severe problem with the Drag Race world of taking words specifically from ballroom culture, misappropriating them and teaching them to the world of gay white twinks who then go out to the bars and be like, oh, honey, she's serving trade. It's like, she is in a sequin romper. She is not serving trade.
The All-Stars recently just went through this with us, so I suppose this hadn't maybe...
actual POCs from the ballroom from the land of ballroom being like, no, please stop using this or I will destroy this
Let me
place.
see your plumbing certificate first before you tell me your trade.
Yeah. But yeah, I just don't... Ella, he's given me geography teacher.
Yeah.
Why has it been agreed that he's trade of the season when River is right there?
River's so fit.
River is so fucking fit. River, if you're listening to this.
I'm trying to think of like a river pun, like, oh, I'd let you in at the mouth of my river.
I'd like
Tributaries all over me. I don't know.
I'd like to let him wash all over me. Out of date, which
I mean,
is
obviously Veronica.
the next one. Yeah, I mean, it's just it.
But the fact that
that's
she's
her
been
legacy.
on it her second time, like, is
But
that your
also,
old news?
you're
Like,
boring.
That's it.
And then Bog Off, which is the next one to go. I'm so glad that she did Bog Off, Justine Littlewood. That's
But
the
yeah,
first thing I thought
Electra
of.
again.
Yeah, unfortunately. But also I could Veronica Green, maybe.
I love Supermarket Sweep. It's one of the programmes I would like to go on alongside Catchphrase,
Yeah.
my number one,
I'd
and
be
also
so
The
shit at
Circle.
Catchphrase.
If I was famous, I'd like to do Strictly, and even though it's not on anymore, I would have always wanted to do Never Mind the Buzzcocks.
Yeah. I would absolutely what's my favourite one? What's the Pointless? I'd love to do Pointless.
That's a bit, I don't know.
You need intelligence.
No, I just a bit boring for me. It's not fun. I need Mr. Chips. Mr. Chips giving me vibes.
I'd be so bad at Catchphrase. Yeah. So the thing that got me was after this, RuPaul was like, so sort of talk us through why you've voted for these. And poor little KV, Crystal Versace was out there fighting for their lives because everything they said, they were just making it a million times worse. He was like, so why did you say that she should be the next to go home? It's because she's shit and she's ugly. It's like, stop it.
Yeah, no, she's really like, that was her chance to kind of like
smooth it over.
Yeah, but she doubled down.
Yeah. 100%. She could have been like, do you know what, babe? Like, you know how much I respect you, but I did think that the last challenge, whatever, like just like something to like soften the blow. But just every single time she was like, because I fucking hate you. That's why.
So what did you think on Big Gate?
Well. I think it's very interesting because at first I was a bit like, the way that it was edited on TV, I thought that maybe they were making a fuss out of it and Victoria wasn't that bothered. And I thought, fuck this, because she is our first cis woman person on it, that they're like, oh my God, don't. Like, women can't take jokes about their... like.
We cannot, though. Do not do it, ever.
First of all, don't ever joke about my weight. But like Ginger Minge, Eureka, I'm just trying to think of like the last season. Like, so many people like not only joke themselves about their own weight, but also let... In reading challenges, anything, just like there's so much joke about size on the show because it's kind of a universal agreement that like nothing's like as long as everyone's laughing, nothing's off bounds. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that then it was like, oh, hang on, that fucking stinks. Like, what you're saying because she's a woman that you can't make jokes about her size. It's like, no, you need to like wrap her up in cotton wool. So I felt a bit spiky about it. But then actually, when it came out that Victoria was like, no, I don't like that. But then it was like, okay, fine, that's completely justified. But I mean, listen, if any single person on that show says, do not fucking joke about this thing, I don't like it, then you don't joke about it. And you shouldn't be making jokes about someone unless you know that they're going to laugh with you,
Yeah.
I think.
I kind of want to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I feel like she does get humbled throughout the episodes. I just kind of... She just needs to shake off this bitch character, and I feel like later on you do like see who she actually is.
But imagine she didn't have that face. Would you still be saying the same thing?
Well, yeah, because it's just not interesting to watch someone being like talking like this the whole time and being a bitch. It's like, just be real. Come on, honey.
Yeah, literally bog off Justin Littlewood, you know? And then we move on to the Maxi Challenge, which is dance instructors in Rue's online Dragoton. We're giving spinning, exercise balls, and yummy mummies. Did you know what Peloton was?
I've heard of it. It's not really on my radar. I'd preferred a reggaeton challenge, if I'm honest.
The sweet beat of reggae. Yeah, it seems strange.
I just can't with cardio. Like, just refuse.
Especially because Peloton like hasn't really taken off, apart unless you're like work at Goldman Sachs or something. Like, it hasn't really taken off in the UK like it has in America.
Yeah, I think I only know it because it's like referenced on American TV programs that I watch.
Yeah, so it seems weird that they would like have a whole challenge based on it, because the reference I don't really think a British audience will get. And judging by what was going on Twitter, they did not get it. Like, this is probably in a long time, this is probably like the most attacked challenge I've ever seen. People being like, this is the worst episode of Drag Race I've ever seen.
It was really like, yeah, because we'll talk about it when it comes on.
Yeah.
So the teams are Teresa, Vanity, Electra, Ride or Dies.
Yeah.
Crystal, River, Veronica, Kitty, the Ballbusters.
Yeah.
Charity, Victoria, Scarlett and Ella, the Baby Sizers. What team would you want to be on for the company and then for the challenge?
What do you mean for the company?
Like, who would, like, your gal pals?
Oh. Well, for the challenge, I would have wanted to be, well, I don't know how much they know about whether Victoria is going to be okay or not, but I would want to be on Victoria's team because I would think, okay, Victoria and Ella are dancers. So I think I'd probably just want to go with the strongest team that I think would be able to do character and not fuck up on the choreo. What about you?
Yeah, I thought I would be on Charity, Victoria, Scarlett and Ella because Ella can just be over there doing stuff and I'll just be chatting with the gals.
Yeah.
And in terms of the challenge, I think I would have wanted to do the Ballbusters at this point.
Same. I would have.
But I
thought
do
that.
change my mind later on when I see how easy the Baby Sizers was.
Yeah, for sure. I absolutely will not stand for Veronica Green making any jokes about River being a spare part. I need that to go down in writing.
She made RuPaul's colostomy bag pop last week, so I don't know what more you want. That is a fact as well.
At least Crystal said that she was the weak link. I thought, okay, humble. Congratulations. But did she mean it? I don't know.
Charity reminds me so much of Sharon in the confessionals.
Oh my God,
and then
so much.
later on the runway, I was like,
paint.
oh, Sharon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bugging me. There was someone like, who do you remind me of?
And I really, really like as well that, like, obviously so much down to editing, but in the first episode, I didn't really felt we got like an actual sense of Charity that much.
Whereas I've warmed to her now.
Yeah, she seems so like cuddly. I love her. She seems like so warm, and I really liked that her perception was like we're getting a bit changed, which I like.
I just need to be in a love throuple with River and Teresa. That's all I want.
Yeah. And I thought she seemed super good in the read through as well. She was really giving it in the read through, and I thought, oh, okay, we got ourselves an actress.
I thought it was really funny when Rue asked Crystal where she gets her inspiration from, and she's like, the media. Like, just like
all media,
life,
women.
It was like really. My notes are confusing me because literally every time I was wanting to write about Crystal, I wrote Scarlett. I was like, she is not Scarlett.
No.
Scarlett and
no,
Crystal
no,
very interchanging name-wise for me.
Really? Both Ella and Victoria Scone went to Bird, which is very not surprising. Also, shout out to Jordan and Amy Elliott Andrews, who were both in class with Victoria Scone and knew her very
Jordan.
well. Daddy Jordan, and loved her. And that's not surprising at all. There's a real landscape of what musical theatre college you go to and how it pertains to the sort of person you are. Like, Erdang is very known. Shout out to Erdang and the... Thank you. Known for party animals and drug addicts. That's Erdang. Shout out. And Bird is known for very much more serious people. So that makes sense to me. I could have told you they were Bird gals. Crystal, insecure about your body, but fat shames Victoria. Make it make sense.
Hurt people.
Truly. It was strange though, wasn't it? Because I thought that was a really perfect time as well for Crystal to be like, I'm actually really insecure about my body, and like, I actually made a fat joke about Victoria earlier, and that it doesn't like apologise then. I felt like when the apology comes later on, I felt like it just felt a bit insecure, like insincere, like it was for TV, because that would have been a perfect time to be like, and actually making jokes about people's bodies is not funny. So Victoria, like, I shouldn't have said that wasn't funny, because he saw straight away that everyone was like, and you could have done it then.
But I feel like he probably wanted to find a time, and then she brought it up first. I'm sure he would have at some point. Yeah, I'm giving Chrissy the Benny.
Me too, 100%. And also as well, like, if I'd been on TV when I was 19, I mean, even when I was 29, absolutely unbearable. Like, I would have been so much worse. Like, I know that age is not an excuse, but like, it's already a pressure cooker, and then add to that you're like still a teenager, like mental. So
Your lobes are still developing, honey.
Her head's still developing. It's the size of a grape. But I really give her the benefit of the doubt, because I really, really want. What a fantastic place to grow and change. I've just written it in capital letters. Charity is so adorable.
Yeah, I didn't get why everyone was cringing at her American accent. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
My American accent? You want to hear my American accent, Rue?
I was like, but can we please talk about Vicky Scone serving backward Birkenstock truck driver bull dyke fantasy in that flannel?
Okay, a couple of things. I don't know that we use the term BD on the pod.
Do we not?
I think it's a bit hateful. And also she was wearing Vans.
Why would bull dyke be hateful?
I don't know. I feel like it's the kind of something that would be said by someone in a bad way, like, oh, look at her fucking bull dyke over there. Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh no, I think like you know how the gays. I thought, oh well, that's interesting. And lesbians that I know use it about themselves, and I would use it like bull dyke. I feel is like the equivalent of being like a super femme gay. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're very butch. I didn't know that it was offensive. I mean, shout out if anyone, not shout out at all, but like,
woo!
apologies.
Put your hands in the air if you're offended. I mean, but yeah.
Apologies if any listeners of the pod find that offensive, but everything we say about Vicky Scone, you know, this is a number one fan pod for the Big VS. Love her so much. But just loved her look, loved the flannel. Just thought she looked super fucking cute in it.
A vision in beige.
Yeah, let's go on to the dance rehearsals, I guess. What a fucking refresher to hear a queer woman flirting with the choreographer rather than all these fucking cum pigs lusting over Jamal Sims.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah. I
thought that last week when she
and by the way,
mentioned...
we're the cum pigs.
Yeah, of course. When she said, oh yeah, me and my girlfriend made the sandwiches. It's like, you've never once heard the word girlfriend on Drag Race. Actually, maybe Old Scaredy Cat, but we forget about season 1.
We do.
OT's gorgeous.
Absolutely stunning. And you really get to see hear what she looks like with nice hair, because she will not later on.
You really get to hear what she sees like with nice hair. Okay.
So many senses. Sensory overload, if you will. No, but I thought she looked gorgeous here. And then later on, I was like, oh, you did her day.
It's funny because I didn't know she was from Strictly.
OT.
Then it showed her like, it's like, and guest judge this week. And me and my boyfriend were like, who is this like fox on the runway giving it all that? And it's like, oh, she is a professional Strictly Come Dancing dancer. So that's why she's got all the twinkles in her toes.
I was going to say, and if you've learned anything from Curtis Pritchard, if they're at Strictly,
AKA King Julian.
They got a bit of sugar in their tank.
This choreo is so fucking fast, I would be panicking. You know when, what's her name? Scarlett's like, Party by Ray, who's she? Like, that's literally me. I would just be panic attacking.
But can I just point out that in rehearsals, I think they kind of, you know, like what they do when they're recording the track, when they play like different music underneath it and they speed it up and make it all sound very confusing. I think that they must have said to her, like, you're allowed to show it to, it's like in the Showgirls audition, you're allowed to show it to them once and then you have to force them to do it. And so no one will be able to do it for good TV. But then actually when they perform later on, the choreo is so slow and so simple and boring.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Didn't make any sense.
I was obsessed with River's choice of, you know, just kind of like vintage workout shirt. It was almost as interesting as Veronica's choice of workout.
Veronica in that tiny leotard. I mean, somewhere Darcy Bustle is naked and shivering. And just then her stretching as well. That particular shot, which we will obviously have to put a photo up on the pod. But
Gooch cam.
It was like a chicken before you stuff a lemon up its chussy.
We'll stick that Miley Cyrus
That's chicken
meme
pussy,
up there.
just so you know. Very into Crystal's liberal use of temple blush in a light coral. Did you notice in rehearsal? She thought, do you know what? I'm not a dancer, but what I will give you is a lovely 80s dancer look. I thought.
Well, yeah, she's got to make it look like she's like really working hard, even if she's not.
Fantastic.
I felt like though when she was like talking to OT, she seemed like a lot more real. She's like sorry, like when she was apologising and being like, I don't know my left and right. I felt like this is finally like we've cracked you open and there's the real you, girl.
Yeah, and I sure. And I just thought that that's what I want to see. I'm desperate to see that because she's obviously giving you the face, obviously giving you the looks. I really want to see like, I want to see like the personality, the person, which I think actually is probably really sweet and like a young, vulnerable, sweet girl. It's
weird because normally I don't, when they're like, oh, I just want to see their vulnerability. I'm like, why? Who cares? But then it's like when someone is this hardcore, like a character, like you just need to break them down and see them.
Well, let's hope. I mean, like think about a horror. Everyone was like, what a bitch. She's so nasty. And then like within like 3 episodes, she was like underneath the workroom tables, like in like floods of tears, crying and screaming. So let's pray for that sort of breakdown.
Yeah,
am I right, ladies?
So.
I was absolutely dying at Teresa's face out of drag that she was doing in rehearsals. Like,
you guys.
I was crying just because, like, when they're not up in drag, but then they're giving like full drag performance, and she just looks like such like a lovely, quiet, unassuming young gentleman, and then she was giving you her real. That was her faces.
People always used to laugh if me and Anita were doing like a quick like run through, because we'd always be like giving like the 100%, like 20% body, but like 100% face in the rehearsals with like nothing on.
For someone being so judgmental of everyone else's lack of picking it up, Ella did not have the choreo either. I was really keeping an eye out for her because they were like, well, said, I think 4 times I counted that she was like, I am a professional performer. I was like, okay, bitch, you better turn it. And then kept on looking at her in the thing, and it was like, well, you've said twice disparaging comments about the rest of your team, but you don't have any of it.
Well, there we go.
Interesting.
So, I guess we're moving on to...
It's a new day in the workroom.
Every time you play that, I want to go.
That was Barney doing the Patrick with his nails done meme look.
Thank you. I would not know how to describe that, so thank you.
I was very into Charity's kind of rich divorcee leopard print entrance look.
Sunset Boulevard Diva.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. She is giving sort of Joe Black a little bit. That's why I said Sunset Boulevard. In that look, she's giving sort of withered,
decrepit diva.
Yeah.
I thought Vicky was Vic. Sure. I thought
Victoire.
Vic was joking when she said she was going to be doing the routine on a stool. I never thought that was actually going to happen.
How humiliating.
Do you remember when that happened to me? Another time I sprained my ankle, ladies and gentlemen, because it happens probably bi-yearly. I had to do it for Rebel Bingo on a little stool on the side with my lovely breast slippers on.
Every time they mentioned the knee, I was just getting more and more stressed. I was thinking, I can't. She's my fave. I can't even bear to think of her leaving at this point, which is just horrible.
They're really drawing it out, aren't they?
And they were talking about, she was like, don't worry, I'll give a show from the waist up. I thought, have you ever given a show from the waist up? Because I know sure as hell you've never given a show from the waist down.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I like to just inject myself with heroin and pass out for 8 hours. That's my sexual technique.
But actually, we kind of have given a show from the waist up, because all that online content that we did throughout lockdown, we really pivoted to doing a lot of... I was going to say unbearable, but actually, for the fact that we were just like basically in our pajamas from the waist down and then glam from the waist up, it was kind of
not
fucking
even glam,
great.
real like long distance Zoom makeup, a couple of panda eyes and a giant overdrawn mouth will do.
Yeah, after we found out about the joys of being able to blur everything on Zoom, never did we do makeup again. Just a couple of wispy Ardells. Yeah. Why was Kitty Scott Claus colour correcting with dark red?
I don't know.
That is a question I need answers to. Blue opposite to orange on the colour wheel. What would you be colour correcting with dark red? I thought...
Well, they normally do use like an orangey red for the beard, don't they?
Well, it's orange because it's counteracting the blue. But like, what would like dark red? If I put dark red underneath my foundation, no matter if it was like fucking KVD Good Apple or whatever, like you would see it through.
Well, you can't see it, so she's obviously knows what she's doing.
Well, exactly. I mean, that face, the Trisha Paytas fantasy of it all.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely. Loved the little moment with Kitty and Charity as well. I thought, look at you girls making friends.
Oh, it's like Baby Spice and Ben de la Creme of the other Spice Girls coming together.
Yeah, I really, really liked it. And what I want to say is the clarity and maturity of, and other words ended in itty.
Kitty.
Yeah, of how Victoria dealt with that whole conversation. I was really impressed with. I thought rather than like, she made a real point not to like browbeat her, not to be like, you shouldn't speak to people, like, do you know what I mean? And like go hard on her. She was like, look, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. But the reason why you shouldn't say that is because of other people. And like, I felt like that was a teaching moment. And I really fucking hope it is, like, because that didn't feel overproduced. It didn't feel like a grim moment. I thought that was really good. And I thought, who better to do it than our Vicky Scone?
And it was nice as well that after sort of it like turned into pass the parcel of, what's your trauma? Tell me what's your body shame? So funny as well when Electra was like, has anyone else got any like body conditions? And Scarlett's like, yes, we all do. Literally everyone
Does anyone
in the
else
world.
hate themselves?
Yeah. But it was nice that ended up with a little joke from Victoria, kind of like kept the mood light again, didn't it?
Yeah. And she's good at that. And I really loved all of that moment. Okay, should we take a little break, Lukes?
Why not?
Oh, let's go.
Hey guys!
Hey!
Welcome to Truffle Pig Wigaton! We're here to make sure that after all that work in the gym, getting your calves and your traps so full of gains, that you're not left with a stupid flat wig.
If your shoulders match your hips, then it's time to make sure your head matches too, with huge giant wigs from Truffle Pig Wigs.
Don't skip head day!
Head over to www.trufflepigwigs.co.uk and work that head out. Swole is the goal.
And now, please welcome back to the stage, Miss Evelyn A. Kitchenhill.
And she's an international soul sensation. It's Miss Urethra Franklin.
Oh! back again with that urine trouble.
Always.
You're in trouble. I'm in trouble.
You're in trouble. Who said that? Where did we get that from?
On Bob's Burgers.
Fantastic. OT, we're back on the runway, and all I need to say is, OT, you deserve much better than that wig. Do you know what that wig is? That wig is a hairstylist they're like, oh, can you do me something draggy? And they're like, I think so. And they've done that for her. And it's someone that's an actual like session stylist for real hair. Because that wig, you're better than that, OT.
Yeah.
It was so shiny. Why so shiny?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't look so cheap.
I like to hear Mama's first bussy up on the main stage.
And hopefully not her last.
Hopefully not.
So, our runway theme this week is red carpet showstoppers.
Why are you going straight to the red carpet? I mean, why go straight to the runway?
What would I go to?
The challenge.
Okay, let's talk challenge. But I just was going to introduce the runway theme. But
it hasn't happened yet.
Seeing as you've got these business, can you talk them through your look today?
I'm wearing some 80s businesswoman glasses just to be a bit more professional as the Veronica Green...
the mantra.
Yes, be a professional.
Honestly, when she started doing them stretches, I thought I was going to pass out. I was like wheezing. I know that girl. I've been at college with that girl that just like, as soon as you get into an audition, they're like in box splits at the front of the room. It's like, oh, you need to fucking relax.
I did think it was quite funny though when she was saying, so we've got so-and-so who can do this, I'm very professional. And I thought, that's a bit of a shit thing. But then that's literally what OT said. Like, you were so professional. Like, if everyone was like you, my life would be great. It's like, oh, well done.
I know. But also as well, these are all working girls. So actually everyone's professional. Well, just because you're working, it doesn't mean you're professional.
Well, no. River turned up in a baggy shirt, a button-down shirt for a dance rehearsal.
We've spoken about...
Wear some jeans, why don't you?
Some jeans?
Oh, you may have bloody well. Oh my God, did you see that cunt Boris Johnson out jogging in a button-down shirt and brogues? Just honestly doing anything to make himself look like an idiot. Yeah.
Honestly, it's such a fucking moron, isn't he? Let's talk the challenge. Maybe one of the worst ever? Question mark.
It was just very confusing. Like the beginning bit was so long when they were doing the names. Like, why wouldn't you just like introduce everyone in your group at the top of your section? Why do we need to hear like 11 people going through?
Micro-producing.
She can't help it.
Someone needed to.
Yeah.
No one had the choreography at all.
Yeah, and that first like warm-up bit was insane. It's like, surely they're meant to be doing the same thing, right? I honestly do not know.
We need to talk about the fact that they had to film it all in, was it 2 weeks, the show, that they filmed it all in?
Something like that, yeah.
That basically they had a third of the time, and rather than having like space to marinate and enjoy the show, Lady Rubella had to leave, so they had to film it in quick time.
What one would she have gone to? Is there another franchise that she's doing?
No, she probably would have gone back to film the international one, maybe. Something that happened very quickly that obviously got squeezed in. But you can really tell at points like this that, first of all, obviously the writing was incredibly rushed, and also that the filming, like, they did not have to... I think that was an overnight job. They did not have time to pick up any of that choreography. And again, if you look at people that actually label themselves as dancers, no one had it. It wasn't like there was any shining star. Why was Veronica dressed as a shot girl from the early 2000s? Can you talk me through that red, like, bump it and then, like, a black PVC DJ dancer outfit from
They're giving you
AliExpress?
Rocker Chick.
But what, like... I need to know the styling prompt because it was very confusing. Wasn't it like workout gear?
Yeah, but they were doing it to metal, so they've all gone kind of a bit metal, haven't they? Like they're basically all wearing PVC.
Metal.
It was
A reach.
no, that was the genre of the track. It was definitely metal.
River Medway was in like a white fishnet, not even fishnet, just like white holy top, and she was actually in like black PVC trousers. Yeah. I wasn't getting metal from it.
I mean, that was definitely the vibe.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. I mean, I believe you. I'm talking about how disparate the outfits were, you know.
Should we first talk about Ride or Die?
Please.
I like the beat. I actually enjoyed the beats for all of the tracks.
The beats were great, actually. The mixing of it, absolutely terrible. Couldn't understand, couldn't hear what anyone was saying. The music was too loud. The speech was too low. Whatever. But what's new? BBC. Mixing.
Chorizo was fun.
Yeah.
But where's this cohesive look that Electra was
Vanity's
discussing?
wig. It just wasn't the right choice. Even though I did really like it.
But the outfit was wrong as well. Like,
yeah,
it was just all mental.
It was given very much our blue. I mean, shout out if that was an inspiration. I hope so. Very much our blue, like Whitney perm. I thought that was lovely, and from the I Want to Dance with Somebody. Me so arrogantly. If that was her inspiration, it's like no, she was probably inspired by Whitney, which
And
we were
also
inspired
in
by.
the video, Whitney's hair is much longer. It's like as like more like Scarlett Harlot's hair was last week.
Oh really?
Curly but long. Anyway,
Super
yeah,
cute.
this was just manic and a mess, and yeah,
Oh wow, manic and a mess.
yeah. But
Okay.
the whole thing.
I love. I just think that you can only do what you can with what you're given. Very deep, very Electra speech.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just like it. I just thought it was shit, and it was always going to be shit because it's just difficult. But I love Teresa. And then let's move on, I guess.
Yeah, ball busted. Busted?
How
Yeah,
obsessed-
ball buster.
How obsessed were you with Kitty Scott Claus's little Lisa Scott Lee wig? Absolutely loved it.
This was my fave. This was the best one for sure.
Yeah, I mean, slim pickings, but
Crystal really reminded me of someone. I couldn't place it. I thought maybe it was Jade from Little Mix, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Just someone.
I liked the blue.
I like the blue.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah, this was definitely where everyone looked the most in sync and stuff.
Yeah.
And I did think this was going to be the one I would have wanted to do until move on to baby sizes. And literally, a couple of two steps. That's
I know,
it.
but
Do you think they cut it because Victoria was on the stool?
Sharon was having a nightmare though, wasn't she?
I felt they really did her dirty with the editing because they literally only showed her and just her like literally like doddering around like a old man.
And I think
lost.
Literally no one ever knew what they were doing. There was no point where I was like, and Victoria Scott was sat on a fucking stool. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
But wasn't their
wasn't a
section
good
so short? They
performance.
literally
Yeah,
came
yeah.
like. Do you think that then they were like, if she's on a stool, let's make it shorter? But then that's unfair on the other three people who could have potentially won from doing the routine.
I mean, I don't think any of them were going to win.
Well, someone had to.
Yeah, but I just thought that was quite like a weak group. But then I just think,
A second ago, you said that was a group you'd want to be in because it was the strongest.
well, you would think it was going to be. It's got three. No, it's got two. It's got two professional performers in. You would think that it was going to be the weakest, but one of them was literally like sat on a chair and hasn't.
Trench foot.
She was she got injured, and then the other one was just not given what needed to be given. But yeah, sure. So what would you? Can you give me out of 10 what you thought for each of the groups, please? Really putting you on
Ball
the spot here.
Busters 7.
Okay, 7.
Ride or Die 4.5. Baby sizes. I felt like they got it too easy. Maybe like a 5.5.
It wasn't a shining jewel in the crown of challenges, was it?
What was the alternative to this? What did they do? So do you think this is instead of a musical?
What? No, it better fucking not be.
But like, what would be the alternative?
I don't know, but I think it's just because it's hashed together. Maybe they were like, we don't have time to do the musical. We don't have time to write it. There better be a fucking musical though. I was promised musical. but
Well,
now-
there wasn't one in the first year. Then it's not like a guarantee there's going to be a musical. A musical, excusez-moi.
I want one so much.
All right, you ready now? Runway.
I was just having a sip of my tea legs. Okay, we are talking runway. And the runway theme this week is red carpet showstoppers. Luke, I want to know exactly what you would do.
I would want to go an even draggier version of Shirley MacLaine's all pink ensemble, and what a
Oh
way
my
to
God,
go.
yes.
The biggest pink updo, the biggest huge pink fur coat, fake of course, and then I guess underneath some kind of like just fully beaded to the ground gown with a massive slit in it, just like.
So you learnt nothing from Charity Case and them saying that the beaded gown was where they didn't see any shape.
Hers was fringe, honey. Maybe you should use your eyes. Watch the
No,
programme.
it was the coat that they were like, we can't see anything from your dress because you've got a gown.
Yeah, but I would
covered in a
take
coat.
it off. I would come to the front in the coat, take it off.
Lay it down on the floor, lay on it like a cat.
No, I would just drag it round with me.
Okay, super cute. I'd very much like to. I get very excited when I hear these because I can picture it and I'd like to see it. I have two, and I couldn't really work out which way I'd go. So maybe take both and hope for the best. See what the other girls are wearing. I would either do a take on the MTV Rose McGowan naked dress and just sort of like full butt, or this might be too basic, or I would go like full Rita Hayworth, like vintage, like Dior new look, tiny little waist, huge full skirt. But the only thing is I'm very conscious of that is that Fame did it and Violet did it, and they both did it very well.
I don't see Rita in those kind of outfits.
Really? She was just very known for the new look.
Was she? I don't think she was. I don't think of her as like a in and out silhouette.
MGM girl. Yeah. She was of the time.
I don't
I
think.
actually think for Rita, I was actually talking more about the hair.
Sure.
I just imagine that I'd have the gorgeous hair. In fact,
I think of Rita a lot more like a full gown, like a more like a column dress.
Column. Okay. I was actually talking about the glam more because I would 100% if I was going to go full glam, I would have auburn hair because there is nothing more glamorous. Well, then blonde hair and blue eyeshadow, but we move.
Rita Hayworth changed her name to be more white.
Palatable, yeah.
Yes, because she was actually a lovely Mexican lady, wasn't she?
And they actually did that to a lot, like back and forth as well.
And they changed her whole hairline as well.
She had it all plucked out, didn't she? Absolutely fucking crazy. But let's talk the runway, because first up we have Theresa May serving you just sort of sapphire goddess.
Silly sausage.
Silly sausage. What are your thoughts?
Definitely, I thought it was fun. I like the beat.
I like the colour.
Yeah.
Her body's always right,
Yeah.
and I just love her general vibe. So yeah, the hair of Florencia again, made like the sort of like mantilla out of the plaits.
Notice the correct pronunciation there. Mantilla.
Some of us did Espanol GCSE.
I really liked the mantilla and the wig, but
Pero
controversial opinion coming your way. I'm not at the moment, but I don't ever want to feel sort of tired of the traditional flamenco / Spanish. I'm not at the moment, and obviously I absolutely love all reference to her heritage. And
sounded
to her
very
culture.
Brexit right now,
Yeah,
Barney.
yeah. But you're in England now. No. It's just like they are specific, like in terms of styling and in terms of silhouette, it is very similar. And because in the Dragoton thing as well, I was like, what a perfect chance for her to wear something that is workout gear, but she still gave you Spanish silhouette. And I was like, okay.
At first, when I saw that yellow and black on the table, I thought it was the same as my, that my jacket with the bra and the shorts. That's like the yellow zebra-y thing.
But yeah, it's all been very, very, very Spanish to this point and very flamenco inspired. And I just don't, them fucking judges at some point will be like, do you have anything else with you? And so I don't want that to happen. So I'm just hoping the next week shows something completely different. But I just love her.
I don't think she's going to.
I absolutely love her.
Same.
Then next up we have...
How many?
Cuando?
Cuando?
I gave 8.
Oh.
Yeah. I just really liked it. Thought it was very polished. Then next up we have Ms. Electra Fence serving you uncircumcised glitter ball.
Is that Charity's dick in the box from the week before?
Yeah.
I found it a bit confusing to have that kind of like Miranda Priestley older woman hair with like a hoodie gown. It was really confusing to me.
It didn't. The maths weren't mathing for me. But I just really love her. So I found... but I did actually really like the hair. I believe that might be Venus Envy, the hair. And I just really, really thought it was gorgeous. I like I think that's a Webbo. I think that's a Webster. Just like that sort of colour blend. Just like sort of like pastel, but then it's got like flashes of like lilac blue and fluoro pink. Sorry, I nearly just burped there. Yeah, I just... but, I mean, it was... I need to see what the vision was. Because now you say Miranda Priestley as well. It's like, oh yeah, actually, sure.
It's just, Yeah, if someone would, the person who would wear like a hoodie or like a gown with a hoodie on it is probably going to be some like young popstress. If anyone, it's not going to be.
But would she do a full like A-line dress?
I
like,
don't
to
know.
the floor?
I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who is she?
Yeah, I need to see the mood board for it.
Who is she?
I give it a 6.
6. I gave it a 5. Cinco.
Okay, next up we have Vanity Milan serving you lilac.
This reminded me of my dress, my white one that's got the sheer
yeah,
with the flowers on
Do
it.
you reckon
Although
she
hers
got
is
it off
much
AliExpress
nicer.
for £30 as well?
How dare it's £130. I felt like she had a little stumble on the runway, but luckily
like
they didn't.
metaphorically or
physically.
emotionally. Oh wow!
But luckily they didn't mention it, so I guess now I'm the only one mentioning it. So
So
sorry
you're gonna have to mention it.
Yeah.
I really loved the colour on her. Thought it was gorgeous. But can I just point out at this point, I think I've got a little feeling that these were supposed to be their either Meet the Queens or some promotional look, because every single queen has been assigned a colour.
Although there are 2 reds and silver's not really colour.
One's red and one's like maroon. One's bright red.
Still red family.
No, but
and
like
also
maroon
Ella
is a different colour to...
It's still in the red family. And Ella Day's very...
She's peach.
Nooch.
She's peach.
But yeah, I don't know. It definitely looks like a rainbow.
There's absolutely no fucking way that they told 12 girls to like all bring a red carpet look and every single person picked a completely different colour. And yeah, they've definitely been assigned them colours. Because as well, if you remember with like Ahura and Taces, they had like some of the colour choices for them as well, because they each had given a different colour. There was like, I think there was a peach there as well. And like, I mean, you run out of colours, you know? So... for all of them to have an assigned colour, it makes me then think like if they had created this look for something completely different, like a Meet the Queens, for example, and then just been like, oh, it's just red carpet glam or whatever, something then like Charities, them coming for it, being like, oh, it's not very red carpet. I just thought
I mean, it's pretty red
a dress.
carpet. It was bloody glamorous.
Yeah, as well. Like, it's so stupid. But then I thought, do you know what? This feels like one of them moments where they've told them to create it for something else, and then they come back down on them and say, this isn't what we asked for the runway. So it wasn't originally for the runway, bitch. Sorry, back to Vanity Milan in The Lady Does Lilac.
I agree with Michelle. Hair should have been a lot taller.
100%. It just didn't feel very refined for me. Do you know who did the hair?
No.
Does she do? No, I don't know. I gave this
I feel like
7.
I went to look and maybe I got distracted along the way, or maybe I never found out.
Yeah, I gave this a 7. What do you think?
I gave it a 6.5.
Oh, you do love a half point, don't you?
You got to. Sometimes
a
it's
half
not
point.
as clear cut. I don't live in the binary, Barney. Unlike you.
So the original.
Dear Lord, what a sad little life, Jane.
So the original hair is Wigs & Co. and it was restyled by Walklet.
Yes, I do remember that because I then followed that person and then obviously
Walklet.
forgot to write it in my notes.
And then, as ever, Sim Adamson, design, which is their husband, which is lovely. Keeping it in the family.
It doesn't sound very Estonian. Where was he from?
Yeah, Estonia, wasn't it? It is Sim, SIIM Adamson.
Adamson. Is it Adamson with like a E, like in kind of like Scandi?
No. And then next up we have Kitty Scott Claus serving Marilyn Monroe. Thoughts?
More wig, please.
Also, the
face is gorgeous.
I mean, you just cannot argue with the beat, and I wouldn't.
I don't.
It is just such a gorgeous. It's so soft and so rounded. And what I really fucking love as well is when you see them in their boy beat, and then you just like you can really see her gorgeous little face when she's in a boy as well.
Peeping through.
Yeah, it's not like she like paints on a completely new crazy face. It's like,
that's what all us girls do. You got to just emphasise what you got.
Exactly, and I love it. But my one thing was the dress didn't fit her.
Around the waist.
The bust. It was like literally when she turned to the side, it was hanging off, and I thought, you're better than that, honey. Yeah, I just needed a little bit nipped in and different hair. Read either Shays or Peps, who both had like they had a sort of lovely blonde page boy, big hair. That's what I would have gone for, just to balance it out, because also got that bow. And
the fishy tail at the bottom.
And also that was another thing, it wasn't nipped in enough. Like I think if you're going to do like a fishtail, then you need to nip it in so much at the knee and then make sure that there's enough tulle to really flare it out at the bottom. And that it wasn't giving me the right silhouette. I gave it 6.
I gave it 6.5. It was okay, but I seen it.
Yeah. And a strange idea to do on Drag Race when it has been done so many times as well. Next up, we have Crystal Versace.
This is the first time she's made me laugh.
Really?
When she was like, she is the protagonist.
She is serving Emerald City Goddess. Thoughts?
What a gorgeous creature she is. Like, every time she comes out, I'm just like, damn, that fucking face. She's like the walking embodiment of like the fountain of youth, or like some little nymph that would like draw you towards it. Just gorge. Love the hair, love the body. Don't really care about the outfit. 8 truffles.
8? I just think, like I said, I think she's like one of the most beautiful painters maybe ever that's ever been on. I think not since the likes of Raven. I think it's like that level of like refinement.
Finesse.
Like, yeah. She's just like one of the greatest faces we've ever seen. And the thing that I love about it as well is like it's real fucking paint. You know when you get someone like Fame or whatever and you're like, oh, a gorgeous model man that then puts on a bit of rouge and then is also a gorgeous model woman. Like Crystal's is such a transformation, and it's like because she's refined every single shadow, every single crease, everything, and it just looks, it's like art. But that was a leotard with a train.
It wasn't a train.
I mean, what was it then?
A skirt.
But it wasn't, because it wasn't a full skirt. It was like just like, it was like a belted
I thought it was
train.
a skirt with a slit. But well, I don't actually really care. If you're going to come and give me that face, then you can literally do what you want.
This is the thing. Like she could skate to the final easily by being like she's just such a gorgeous creature. But imagine if she was such a gorgeous creature with then incredible outfits.
Then we wouldn't have numbers high enough, would we?
Well, exactly. I just thought, and also as well, one thing that did stand out crazily to me is because she's got these gigantic boobs, and then she's got a gigantic, she had gigantic shoulders. There was a fucking shot of her when literally it was like her tiny head on them shoulders. It was like comic.
You're going to have to get a screenshot.
I mean, it was absolute. I think I've actually saved one on my phone because it was it was like literally, I was like wheezing, like, oh my God, never has. And because she got her tiny head and then she had the tiny wig on. Because I think she normally wears like a bit bigger than that. But I was like, I actually couldn't cope. I thought it was going to collapse. So I'll definitely get a picture of that. Sorry. Someone tweeted it saying when you take a head off one doll and put it on another. I'll put it on there, Barb.
Especially because it's got the line of the breastplate. It really looks like the attachment. Though weirdly, I don't find her breastplate as aggressive as Ella Day, but we'll get to that.
I think, do you know what it is? I think it is like she said, she was like, I've become known for the body, and it's because she has that tiny fucking waist. So then the boobs become about like cartoon proportions. So she's like, the boobs are so big and then the waist goes in so small, and then she pads to match the boobs that it's just like, she looks like a drawing of female shape. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think she looks that extreme. It just seems a bit. It just looks. It just they seem to like sit in a better place on her than like Ella's are up by her fucking jawline.
Yeah.
Well, I really felt strongly about that, didn't I?
I know. And as we found out this week, you can get breastplates up to Z. Let's not ruin the surprise, but yeah, we saw a Z breastplate. And then so I gave her a 7, and she's absolutely exquisite, but I'd love to see. Do you know what? I keep on referencing in my head. I keep on comparing her to Aquaria. Both come in at 19. Both have that sort of like real confidence because they're so fucking gorgeous. But then I think about what Aquaria wore. And then next up we have
Aquaria lives in New York. Where's she from? Kent.
She's a London queen.
She's from Kent.
She's a working London queen as well. That bitch's so hard working. Next up, we have my boyfriend River Medway serving you perps on the runway.
Love this. Love the wig. Very 90s RuPaul.
That's exactly what I wrote.
Just love her. 7 truffles.
7? What did you give Crystal?
8.
Oh, you better give River 8 then.
Why don't you fuck off and mind your own beeswax? Let's be real. River's dress wasn't nice. I just gave her 7 because I love her.
Oh, that's weird because I always thought it looked like something you would wear. That's what I actually wrote. I thought this gown is giving a bit of Lukey Luck on a.
When have I ever worn anything like that?
I just thought it was very.
Looks like it's made out of like taffeta.
Very feminine taffeta. I thought it was.
I
I thought it was very feminine and floaty and gorgeous. Obsessed with the 80s updo. I loved it so much. I loved because I'm not really a big fan of the updo, but them weird sort of like curved bits,
little spider legs.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I gave this a 9.
All right. Next
you.
up, Veronica Green. Oh my God, it was bugging me so much. I was like, who is she reminding me of? And it wasn't until the third time I watched it that I heard them say about
The shit
Baby
lips.
from Dirty Dancing. It's like, yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Exactly.
that she reminded you of Faye from Love Island with them brown shit lips.
Well, yes, that's what I said. It's Baby with Faye's lips.
The iron fist grip that brown lipstick had on Faye the whole way through Love Island.
Like,
It's
where are her friends being like, hun, something
does-
about this isn't vibing with you?
Also, if you're going to fake tan to such a deep level and then wear a brown lip, it's like, no, girl. Like, this is not... It's not even like a warm brown lip and a gloss, like little 90s number or something. It's just like matte brown, dry lip.
Yeah, just that weird mushroom colour.
Yeah. I thought she must be being sponsored by someone. Like, she's got like a sort of... Barry M has her in a headlock or something. But
maybe.
here we are.
I wonder who's still together from Love Island.
Us. We're
Yeah.
still together. I absolutely loved this wig.
Same.
Loved it. Just thought it was so fluffy and so gorgeous and so cute. And I love as well that, like, you know, she says she goes from Gollum to gorgeous. I thought that she looked like a tiny little girl. And I really liked that. It's just like so young
Yeah,
and
very fresh and cutesy.
Yeah.
I gave it a 7.
I gave it a 7 as well.
There you go.
Congrats, Veron.
Wow, that's real growth.
Yeah. Let's talk about Charity Case in full fringe fishtail gown.
Oh my God, so gorgeous. That like cartoonish 20s face to
Sensational.
die for.
Loved the makeup, loved the headdress, loved the gown.
Yeah, nothing to be coy about here.
No, I gave it a 10.
Same.
I
I'm
absolutely
going to be
loved-
trying that makeup soon as well, don't you
Are
worry.
you? Please do. Love them weird little sad brows.
Mm.
I just absolutely fucking loved it, and never before has someone been done so dirty. That should have been so good. I thought all of the other outfits, fine. That was like a fucking showstopper, runway showstopper, and she should have won just for that outfit
That
alone.
shoe, the angle of the height of the shoe.
So cunty, isn't it?
I just don't understand, like, when people say stupid things like, I really think the clothes are wearing you, though. It's like,
Oh my
what does
God.
that even mean?
We'll talk about that in a second because I felt real fucking hot about that
Okay.
too. It's just like another sort of like thing from the pantheon of stupid things that people say that don't make any sense, but they just say it every season.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Take it down a notch.
Yeah. But yeah, an absolute 10 and so deserved. Next up, we have Ella Vidae in Peach.
Honestly, that 10 seconds between her nipples entering the room and her face, like, you got to give that breastplate a night off, please. It seems obscene. I don't know why. Like, I love me some big old titties, but like, I think it's just they're just like so like high and like I don't know. They just look
Yeah, when
wrong.
did you become CEO of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee? I thought you loved a firm Lola Ferrari breast.
I do. Lolo is her name.
Lolo. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, 31 years on this planet and I've been calling her Lola Ferrari this whole time. Lolo?
Some people ain't real Euro
Lolo?
trash people. Yeah.
Oh, bear in mind, I was like 6 when I used to have to watch Eurotrash in my mum's room because I didn't even have a telly in my bedroom. Just like sitting there being like, I love Antoine de Caunes so much. But yeah, I was so young and I'm not allowed to watch it. Wow, we're learning. Look, every single day, Lukey like out here educating the world.
It really looked like she was barely wearing any makeup as well.
I don't ever think it does, really.
It's very, very natural, real girl.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What could you do, in your expert makeup opinion, what could you do with more makeup?
Yeah.
I really wish she contoured more. I'd like to see some contouring of the forehead, the forehead.
Give me a fun eye. Why not?
Yeah, and I'd like to see her change her eye shape. At the moment, she's just painting a lovely feminine eye onto her eye.
Makeup on her.
Yeah, and I'd like to see maybe like a change of the angle in the eye because it's when I look at her, I see boy a lot.
Like, I don't want to drag the honeys down, but it's kind of giving me a bit of the Aja thing, you know, like on her first season when she was like, everyone had got used to seeing her a certain way on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then when you see her in real life, it's like, oh, I feel a little bit like that with Ella.
Do you know what she gives me, really and truly? She actually much more gives me Scarlet Envy. Her first season, she came in and it was like, put some makeup on, girl. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think they probably both suffer from that. Like, they really like the way they look as a boy, so they don't really like want to cover it up that much.
Sure.
And so
like, why change it? Everyone thinks I'm so fit.
Yeah, and so they're just kind of feminizing what is there that they like already. And I mean, look, glamour means different things to different people. So I'm sure if she feels gorgeous, I'm very happy for her.
And I bet she did feel gorgeous.
Yeah, exactly. But then, just if you look at them when Scarlet Envy came back, and she's obviously seeing herself on TV, she's grown, and she's not wearing like a Crystal Versace amount of makeup, but she's like just really refined it so that she's changed just little tweaks and details so she looks very, very, very feminine.
Yeah, the kind of things that you like would do with surgery or little filler and things. It's like little nudge here, poops there.
But I hate to say it, I don't want to be so nasty on the pod, but it was just I felt obviously this is stupid to say about a vintage look, but it just felt so dated. It felt someone referencing vintage styles, the silhouettes and stuff.
But with not enough money to do it properly.
No, just like, wow. But just like, no, it just felt sort of like if someone much older was doing it. Rather, it didn't feel youthful and elegant, and it didn't feel very red carpet to me. And the hair, I just thought was like, I feel like maybe you could have saved it with like much more like draggier hair.
Yeah, I think we've got a bit of a problem because at the moment we're doing so many double stacks. I think we've lost sight of what like a normal sized wig is. Literally like 99% of these wigs I'm like, you're too small, grow up.
It was like RuPaul said, I don't have any problem with small hair just as long as it's enormous.
That needs to be our tagline moving forward, I think.
Yeah.
I loved that. That was fantastic. So Ella of the Day, 6 truffles.
I gave it 6 as well. And also as well, would you be annoyed if you got peach?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just not the colour for anyone really, is it?
No. But like you could have given us 2 types of greens. Like peach doesn't need to be involved in any way.
Well, you don't know. Maybe she was given peach.
No, I mean, if you're giving out there's 2 types of red. You could have like on the rainbow flag. There's light blue, dark blue. You could do like actual colours,
lilac and blue.
Or lilac and purple.
No, that's not what I meant. What I meant, like baby blue and blue.
Yeah.
So I said that with such conviction.
Baby blue and daddy blue.
Such conviction looking in your eyes. Like, yeah. And then next up we have Scarlet Harlot serving maroon.
Yeah, just loved her presentation. I've never seen anyone like it. She just comes and just like
so
giggles.
So
just like,
coquettish.
oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. How funny.
Yeah. Did you think she looked a bit washed out with that hair colour though?
Yes, I have said, not sure if I would have worn the dress and hair colours together just personally for me. Yeah. And her skin tone is very pale as well. So I think she will lend herself to getting quite washed out.
I love how she paints though. I love her. Because she's also as well. I think she's a really good example of she paints quite light as well. And she never really, if you notice in this, she didn't even really have any like eye makeup. She like basically had like gone. She just sort of like a very slight nude or like a, I guess like a neutral, just like in the crease. She basically had no makeup on. Just
like if a real girl was doing like an understated glam.
Yeah, but like not even like red carpet glam. Like, but I don't know. She just looked absolutely gorgeous. I just wish I mean, we can't see that orange hair from her every single week, but I would have loved it if it had been the orange hair
or blonde.
Well, I just love that. Do you remember Sugarcane when she did that like dark maroon velvet dress and then she had the orange hair?
No.
For the finale.
I'm not a massive Sugarcane fan.
You're not, but you can be a fan of the art.
Me sugar cane.
I gave it 8.
I gave it 7.
Okay. And then last up we have Lady Victoria Scone. 7 is red.
Yes, I enjoyed the sleepy bedroom eyes style makeup. However, I thought the dress could have had a lot more oomph, as could the wig.
Yeah, I was a bit confused by this, if I'm honest, because
it was a real, sorry to completely interrupt you, but a real like step down from last week, I thought.
And I just thought as well, her going last and seeing this look is what really cemented in the idea that there was some jiggery pokery going on. Because I just thought, I don't think this is what Victoria Scone thinks the red carpet is. I don't know. I didn't like the cut of it on her, and I just thought if she of all people can serve glamour, she can serve camp red carpet glamour.
That looked like just a dress like
a prom dress.
Well, yeah, or just like an older lady would wear to a wedding or something.
And I thought we've seen her in many many gorgeous things. And I just something about it, I just felt a bit, I don't know. But I still gave it a 7 because even on her worst day, she's still killing it.
I gave it a 6.5 because I couldn't quite like the beat. I wasn't quite at there.
Okay, let's talk Zinger and Minger.
My zinger would have to be Crystals, just so cunty.
Really?
It was Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, okay.
So we spoke about him before, but he does hair for like Jada, Raja D, Brooklyn, etc. Shay Shay.
Lovely. Mine would be Veronica's perm. It was, when you see a wig and you're like, I need to try that on. Yeah, I need to try it on. That's all I was thinking. And I was trying to watch the TV, but also looking in the mirror going, imagine me with that perm. Loved it. The Mings.
I'd have to say Electra's. I just think it threw off her look the most.
Oh, I quite liked Electra's. I quite like that little pink. I don't understand how you liked Crystals but didn't like Electra's. Weren't they the same wig? Different colours, I guess.
Well, no, because Electra's is a lot more draggy. Kind of reminded me of like the fairy godmother in Shrek. But it just like that. Like if I had a different wig on, maybe I could have given her a better score on the outfit. But just like those two together just seems so off key to me. I just can't.
Okay, it was a whole cultural moment that didn't reset. Okay, mine was unfortunately Ella's, the vintage one. It wasn't for me. I didn't get it. But some things aren't for you, and then we move on. We girls.
Do move. So Teresa, River, Ella, Scarlett, and Victoria are safe. Do you think it's fair that someone who didn't really do the main part of the challenge is safe?
You're talking about my friend Vic?
Yeah, Vicky S.
Yeah, absolutely. Because even though I didn't love the runway, she managed to give more sitting down than some girls did with full mobility.
Yeah, I was going to say, if the ones at the bottom were actually quite bad, so if they weren't so bad, maybe she should have been in the bottom, but they were bad enough to be worse than her, even only doing a half job.
If I was sat on a stool, best believe I'd try and steal the show just from giving everything so hard. I'd be referencing that I can't stand up, like just when they're on their feet and stuff.
But I don't think she really did any of that, or they didn't show us.
I did look at her a few times and think she looks good, but unfortunately it was the edit of just only looking at Charity Case as she looked around, so that was difficult. And also it was like 11 seconds long. But yeah, I don't think that's... Can I tell you what does get my goat?
Go on.
When people say, I'm going to give you my all. What have you been given then, honey?
Yeah, why are you holding back? Why are you telling them you're holding back?
Yeah, she's like, oh, do you know what? Actually, like, I haven't really been trying yet, but I promise that I can.
I feel like maybe that's just something people say when there's just like one more in the chamber. Like, shit, I was trying my best, but let me like make it seem like there is better for the future. Yeah.
And also, it's just like I'm always surprised by when the queens are like, I'm really intimidated. Like, I find this intimidating because I just think like. Some people wait a lifetime. I just think like, is this not like, you would think that when people get to Drag Race, they're like, this is the most amazing experience of my life and I'm so happy to be here. It seems strange to me that the idea that someone could get there and just be like, I'm so scared I can't do anything.
That doesn't seem strange to me. I've been very, very nervous about much lesser things. Like, I reckon I would probably feel like sick with anxiety, like literally every day having panic attacks.
Sure. I mean, I get being nervous. Obviously, it is, you want to do well, but just like the idea that professional performers can't.
But she's only been performing for a year. Well, no, drag for a year. She's a long-term dancer.
Yeah, she's a long-term dancer. The idea that they can't turn that nerves and fear and stuff into like positive. Yeah. It's not. I mean, I'm not challenging. I'm not disrespecting it in any way because obviously that's so difficult. I just really wish they could. I really wish she wasn't intimidated and that she was like, fuck. Like, because why are you intimidated? Like, she's sickening. Like, she's done absolutely nothing. Like that. She hasn't put a foot wrong yet. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I just want more confidence for her. Right. Let's address the elephant in the room. Thanks to Alexandra Burke.
What's the elephant?
Don't let it wear you.
Sure.
What could that possibly mean? Please break it down for me, Dr. Luke's. Oh, not Dr. Luke. Oh, never again.
I guess what I would take from it is that she's not really exuding much confidence when she walks. So she's just like, here I am, like looking down on the ground, clomping around, rather than like, yes, this is me, I'm working the boa kind of thing. But like, what?
She looked absolutely sensational.
And they said there's no shape in it. It's like, well, yeah, maybe she should move the bow then, because you could see it was like a fucking corset. Like,
and also as well, like, I really fucking hate this idea. It's so limited in terms of, this is why you need people that understand silhouette and fashion and stuff on the thing. Like, it's so limited to be like, I need to see your shape. It's like, okay, she's like what? Like, she's 65 pounds soaking wet. Like, she's absolutely tiny. Why do you need to see her shape? Like, something A-line would not show shape. Like, a shift dress would not show shape. Like, you don't always need to show shape. And it wasn't a full-length gown. It didn't hit the floor. It wasn't like she was like from neck to floor covered up. And I don't know. It just doesn't. I think so many of them ideas are so limited about like, that's not what fashion is. Do you know what I mean? They're like, they're saying that Crystal is giving them fashion, but it's like, what? So you need to have you need to be corseted and be padded and have your boobs out in order to show shape.
yeah, if you're telling me a lycra bodycon dress is fashion because it's giving me that, then I won't need to bother doing anything else, will I?
I just really, it really grinds my gears when they say that. I just don't get it. Like, you can't, like, an outfit cannot wear you. It's not a sentient being. Like, she looked fucking great, and I just thought that's such a wank critique.
I thought it was really weird when Oti kind of gave her like very backhanded compliment as well. It's kind of like, look, you knew you weren't going to do the best. You knew you all just had to get through it. And then sometimes you miss the steps, but you should be proud. Like, what? Why are you telling me like all I had to do was scrape through? I fucked up, but still go you.
Exactly.
Very strange.
And sometimes they just don't know what the fuck they're talking about. When Alan Carr was like, oh, you don't look like you've gone to a red carpet, you look like you've like been to a couple of after parties. It's like, she is like the only one that's in like what is essentially like couture. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the most glamorous one there.
The most glamorous. And like,
how are you
going to
get to after parties? You have to go to the main party first, you dickhead.
But it's like so elevated and so like conceptual, and like the others are literally just in like gowns, and she's like taken it so much further. I just felt she was done real fucking dirty.
But she was really shit in the challenge.
But so many of them were. It was a hard challenge. So yeah, but then we moved into
really shit seems a bit harsh.
Yeah, I know, nasty.
She was a little bit gangly, let's call it that.
But also, like, was she? Like, you can do so much with editing. Do you know what I mean? Like, all you have to do is just like put the music slightly behind or whatever, or like, I don't know. But then we moved into Untucked. Abs. Do you know what my favourite part of this whole episode was?
Not Florencia. What's her name? Teresa Clarion.
Well, I mean, first of all, that was absolutely fantastic. No, but it was just Scarlett Harlot not hiding her surprise at all.
Oh my God.
She's like, oh, you look very happy. Why would you be happy, Crystal? And she's like, oh, they really loved it. She's like, really? And then just like turned around and was like, they loved what you were wearing. And then it cuts down. She's
so
like,
funny.
What? Like, it's like, wow, like, tell her how you really feel.
Yeah, like the most like genuine reaction, nothing
shock.
held back. Ella is such an elderflower presse, isn't she?
She was so frustrated not to win, and I thought, huh?
It's funny because she was trying to like mildly blame it on her team, but then they were judged individually. So if your team was so shit, wouldn't you be shining out?
I know. Yeah, she was like, in a group where people really struggled, that's why I haven't won. It was like, no, that's
you'd
the
be
opposite
head and
of that.
shoulders
Yeah,
above.
if you're being judged individually, like if I was in a really shit group, I'd be like, they're not gonna be they're not going to be looking at anyone. Another thing that absolutely fucking killed me is they went, who's going to be in the bottom? And Electra went, oh, me. And Scarlett went, oh, Electra, not again.
Yeah.
Oh, Scarlett,
Come on, babe.
I like, oh, not again.
I felt quite bad for River that she's the only one in her group that wasn't in the top. And I really enjoyed her in it.
She's a top to me.
She's a top to me.
See what we did there? She just can't help it sometimes. It's just there, isn't it?
When was the last time you felt like you really went full out Friday?
I thought you were going to... When was the last time you topped? Full out Friday. When was the last time I went full out Friday?
I think when we went to Harpies was pretty full out Friday.
No, I was going to say power dinner. I was going to say when we did our show, it was pretty... that workout routine was pretty fucking full out Friday, wasn't it? But we used to go full out Friday every single Saturday at the gigs. Sort of that last half an hour of Guilty Pleasures when it pushes 4:00. That was pretty.
It had to either end with Raw,
Shout out
Katy
to Mind
Perry.
Ordering Drugs, I guess.
Yeah, or what was the other like? Just like
oh my God, Queen songs.
Yeah, at the end you'd have to all come on together and get everyone singing along. It's like it is pushing 5:00. Will you bloody bastards go home?
Yeah, exactly. But we find out that Crystal Versace is the winner.
Steaming into the lead with 2 wins.
What were your thoughts on that?
I thought it was actually quite exciting because it's really
Front runner.
Yeah, really like pushing her.
I just thought I was really surprised. But then
She was. I guess it's because they don't expect her to be like being shouty and leery, and then I guess if OT's saying, "Oh, she's so improved," but I don't know. I don't really think there was a winner.
No, it definitely wasn't the audience.
No, I think it was probably the bank accounts.
Yeah, absolutely. But then we do find out that unfortunately in the bottom, first of all, I thought it was going to be Charity, and I was ready to smash my TV
I was
up.
very relieved.
But we find out that it's actually Vanity Milan and Scarlet Electra who really
Scarlet Electra.
Electra Fence, who really don't want to go up against each other, and it brought poor Teresa to tears.
I was laughing so much. Like, she is like the empath in the room. If anyone gets upset, she's like a sponge. She will take it and all the tears.
It was so funny because like Electra and Vanity didn't even seem as bothered as she was. Literally just cut to Teresa and she's like, "Oh, you get so sad." I was just like, "Honey, why are you crying?"
Because I thought, are they friends? But no, because she's a Newcastle queen, unless she like comes down to do gigs.
It was just so brilliant. But I just, oh my god, I know some people have been hypercritical of this season, but there's a couple of girls that at this point I would literally die for. Like some of the girls, couple of girls in here. Yeah, some of them are just like, just such great girls. And then I guess we head on to the lip sync. Talk to me about the lip sync.
I really hated Heather Smalls when I was younger.
Why? Why did you have a personal vendetta against Heather
Because
Smalls?
of her froggy voice.
Yeah.
What have you done today?
Yeah, I just couldn't with it.
Like, normalise us not having to watch breakdancing in a lip sync.
Do.
As you
What's
know,
your favourite meme based on that?
the one with the arm where they reach in with the arm with the kind of raid, which is going on her back. As you know, absolutely die-hard Electra Fence performance fan. Love her. Love the mental energy that she brings to it. And if you have not gone to Freedom and seen her hanging from the rafters, jumping into box splits and wondering how her testicles don't pop at every 2 seconds, then you need to get down there. But to M people, it wasn't him for me.
Yeah, it was literally just before Michelle goes, "What the fuck?" Every time I've watched it, I've literally said out loud, like, "What is going on?" Like, just at the same time, It's just like, it's too frantic. It's not as off key as Little Kenya Michaels during
Not reading the
Natural
room.
Woman, if that's what it was. But it was a bit mad. And then jumping off the stage, Mama don't like that.
No, stay.
Mother
Does not play.
that.
It just felt so frenetic, and the thing is that I really felt with this is that it didn't feel like she was lip syncing. It felt like she was dancing and performing. I didn't really feel much sense of like, I understand what the song's about, I'm performing the song.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it, she was like just going so hard. And I even think I noticed a couple of times that she actually was not lip syncing the words.
I call shade.
But there was a couple of shots on her and I thought she has never looked more beautiful in the face. Her face looked absolutely incredible.
And Vanity as well. How amazing that she managed to whip out every last one of those pins, and that doesn't happen in real life.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was like, the burlesque world is quaking.
And then
because that does not happen.
And it just looks so gorgeous, like at her final pose when she kind of swung around and just like the hair all loose. Beautiful.
Mean, absolutely gorgeous. She was really entering her sort of Ursula Andress era there when she just like, does Ursula Andress have long hair in?
No, she's coming out of the sea and it's all wet. Well, maybe it's long, but it's wet. It's not throwing.
I don't know. It was just a hair moment.
Kind of like when people take off a motorbike helmet and then just go,
It was just, like, as we have known from The Curse of Sacha Bell, like, if you're going to let your hair down in the on stage, it is going to catch every single last sequence, every last pin.
That was just one fucking crocodile clip as well.
I know. And it was like the only thing she did. And they were like, oh, girl, not the crocodile clip.
Who was the guest judge that one? They were just like, honey, like, so you can't keep playing with that hair.
Oh, I don't know. But it was, that's always what I think of when, but it's just absolutely impossible because especially like synthetic fibers, like it's going to stick to each other. It's like, so when it happened, I like gasped. I was like, oh, God, I was just thinking, do you know what you should do? Spray a bit of like grease or Windoline in it if you know you're going to let it down. So that then when it comes down, but then I guess you'd have just like...
What if it just starts melting immediately?
Rank, limp, greasy hair. But who did you think was going to win and who do you think should have won?
How it played out.
Yeah. But it also wouldn't have surprised me if they were like, wow, she really gave everything. Because because she was that desperate, like it was.
I think after when she jumped off the stage, that was the end of it.
Yeah.
No chance now.
I mean, again, it's that desperation thing, isn't it? That it's like, do you overstep the mark? Are you Monique Hart doing cartwheels across the stage? And oh no, actually, do you know what I think of when I think of desperation? Are you Honey Mahogany on the floor in that black tube dress, going back and forth, head banging on the floor?
Are you Mimi? I'm first. Picking up India Ferrer.
Yeah.
Someone has earthed the fence finally. Not finally. That makes it sound like it's we were waiting for it, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really, really sad to see her go but let me tell you, one thing she did do is cement herself. They said it a lot that she is a great dancer. She's a great performer. And actually, if you're going to go soon, that's all you really want, to leave with people being like, she is a great performer, because then you're going to get hired loads.
I wouldn't be surprised if she does end up in Vegas at some point doing mad shit.
Let's get that 5'2" pocket rocket to Vegas.
You'd put her in the little dog handler bit underneath. You don't even need to pay for a full adult seat.
Yeah,
very wordy exit line.
Oh my God. It was the Noah Centineo speech. Do you remember the one I showed you?
Yeah.
Ask not what you can do with what you've got, but what you do with what you've got for others. And everyone's just like, yeah. It was...
Fantastic.
Smash it. Smash the world. Peace. It was very me after 2 Bacardi Breezes in the smoking area talking to a stranger. like turning off the music at a house party and being like, can I just say something? You prove to the bullies. Smash it. Smash the world. What are you saying? Would you have pre-recorded, pre-rehearsed, and pre-cum day something to say at the end?
If I could think of a good one, yeah. But if not, then probably not. I'd probably just...
I would make sure that I had something
stupid
to say, because it's such a good thing to go out on.
But a lot of times people have tried too hard and it's like, this is shit. Like you've like, it's meant to be just like a little quip to remember me.
You
but
got
some
me,
people,
gal.
Yeah, some people like think too hard about it, I think.
I would 100% make sure that it is stupid and funny, because I'm probably going to be like shaking and crying inside. So I would want to make sure that it's like, even if I'm standing there and they're like, we're sorry to see you go. I mean, maybe they wouldn't be sorry to see me go. But like, if I was really upset, that I could at least just turn it around and be like, okay, the last thing you remember is that I didn't take it too seriously. That's what I'd hope.
You better say with one eye open, RuPaul, I'm coming for you.
Exactly, just something to sort of like make light of it. Do you know what I mean? That's what you want. But yeah, unfortunately, we've got to say bye-bye to Lecky. And I really don't want to see her go.
And then...
What?
Thank you, listeners, for bearing with that slight delay there.
Yeah.
When they said Victoria's name, I felt a physical like pit in my stomach.
Honestly, I felt
absolutely devastated. And you could see when they cut to her as well, just like her like trying to hold back the tears. And I just thought like how amazing that she managed to turn it from you're basically going home and crying to, well, let's all have a little dance at the end. Do the moves.
I thought they should have given a trigger warning then.
Yeah.
Trigger warning. Potential Victoria Scone loss. Like, prepare yourself. Like.
But, so I'm going to assume that she's going to go. If she goes and comes back for season 4, she's going to have a year's worth of money made from touring, so that really there's no way her costumes are going to be ridiculous. She's going to have like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds to spend on her looks and hair for season 4.
Good.
Yeah.
But remember when they say that actually that the next season will be recorded probably like maybe like 2 months, in about 2 months, probably. Because it's not like she gets like a full, I mean, maybe with UK it's a bit different, but like often if they just come back, like Eureka said something about this, that she was like, people are like, oh, it's so unfair, like she's been out, but she's like, I only was able to tour for like 2 months or whatever, because they record it so quickly afterwards that once it's being played, obviously she recorded hers they recorded this last year. So like last year? No, the beginning of this year.
But like she's already been touring. Like we saw her and Scarlett supporting the United King dolls when we saw them like months ago.
So cute.
So like she's already on the lineups with the Rue girls.
But noticeably, I imagine in season 4 they might have extended the casting and maybe she won't be the only cis woman.
Well, I doubt she will be now.
Yeah, I know, how exciting. And
we wouldn't want to go up against her with fuckloads of money though.
No. Wouldn't want to go up against her anyway. But let's talk Rose and Thorn. What was your rosé?
I quite enjoyed the supermarket sweep. It was fun. I love a game show. I love a bit of drums. Yeah.
My rose was Scarlett Harlow.
The audacity.
The surprise. I just thought, what a fucking fantastic TV moment where she was like, really? They liked what you did? Really?
Actually.
Really? I just thought that was so pure and so fantastic. My thorn was Electra leaving us without us getting a proper dance moment from her. Obviously, she did that lip sync, but I didn't think that was, having seen her so many times, I didn't think that was like a real representation of like how fucking great she is. And I would have loved if they'd done a dance challenge.
Well, kind of like a well thought out choreographed thing where it's not like, fuck, like balls to the wall, like what can I do to impress them?
Well, I thought that the challenge in itself was really difficult and really it was tricky to do well in. And then the thing that she left on was then being like, oh, you were out of time and you were mad and frenetic. And I think that that's not representative of what she's great at. And I just wish that she'd had a different moment to leave on. What about you? What's your thought?
Just this, sorry if you can hear my stomach rumbling. The Victoria cliffhanger. Like, I don't know why they got to do us like that. Why spread her out?
Scarlett was literally her head in her hands.
Yeah, everyone was like losing their fucking shit.
You
can
just tell how much they love her and like how... Yeah, she's just such a fucking great addition to the cast.
Yeah.
And yeah, I actually had honestly a frog in my throat and a tear in my eye. And I was like, I will be devastated. I'll be so gutted if she goes. But I also think I need to prepare because...
I think so.
Because it's one of them things, especially with the Beeb, that they're like, even if she's like, even if they're a bit swollen, if her knee fucked up at all, this is what happens like in theatre and stuff. They make you go and see an external doctor. And they're like, if there is the slightest chance that you had any long-term issue with it, then you could sue the show and be like, they said that I could continue performing.
Yeah.
So even if it's just like you're bruised and swollen and you just need 5 days out, they're like, well, we can't do that because that would be two whole shows. So she'll just have to, I'm just terrified, just can't see her go. But what a fantastic fucking week. So I guess we'll see you.
When we see you.
Exactly. See you soon.
Smell you later.
Bye, girl bosses.
Like and subscribe and follow and kiss and buy wigs.
Okay.
Bye.